Hello, this is Joe Pearson, the Planning and Environmental Services Manager, and I will be presenting this request for on-call consulting services for the Community Development Department. Community Development has been increasingly utilizing professional on-call planning and development plan check services in an effort to mitigate the ongoing staff shortages, extended processing timelines, and a backlog of projects. For the Planning Division, this has been further exacerbated with an increase in the number of various permit types due to changes in state laws. While the long-term business model for community development is to continue to fill vacant positions and perform permit processing work in-house, there has been a persistent backlog due to staff shortages that will require the continued use of on-call planning and development plan check services for the next few fiscal years. As of December 1st, there are 8 vacant planning positions and 3 vacancies within the building division. We anticipate that the need for consulting on-call services will taper off as vacant positions are filled and new employees are trained, and as the backlog of projects are cleared. As of November 14th, 2022, there were approximately 250 active planning permits. As of November 28th, 2022, there were approximately 300 active building permit applications. The staff vacancies, coupled with the high number of projects, has led to extended processing timelines. In response to this, currently community development has contracts with Rincon, CSG, M6, and Bureau Veritas for on-call planning or development plan check services. Contract planning staff through on-call agreements are primarily used for the augmentation of planning staff for the processing and development projects and long-range or policy-related work tasks, assistance with departmental projects or departmental project management. The use of contract planners through on-call agreements allows planning the ability to respond quickly to these various types of permit work when full-time staff is not available. Over the past few years, contract planners have been utilized to work primarily on deposit-based permits, which may include environmental work. Deposit-based permits means the cost of the contract planner is 100% covered by the applicant. However, going forward, there is a need to assign fixed fee permit types to the consultants to help get through the backlog of permits. This may mean that the use of consultants will not be 100% recoverable. However, this is the same as if the projects were assigned to city staff. Some examples of the projects that consultant planners have worked on are provided here on the slide. As a result of a competitive request for qualifications process, which was completed in July 2021, the city entered into a contract with Rincon Consultants for on-call permit processing and planning services, including long-range planning efforts. Planning's use of on-call services has outpaced the current agreement with Rincon Consultants to the extent that the current agreement has nearly been fully encumbered as of November 2022. Thus, an increase in the total agreement amount is being sought. Attached to the staff report is an amendment to the first amendment to the agreement, which will be changed prior to being presented to City Council. The council report will highlight the changes in the amendment between committee and council. The Public Works Department currently has an existing on-call contract with Interwest Consulting Group, up to $1 million for project management, traffic engineering, engineering plan review, and construction management, inspections, testing, consulting, and services. Interwest also provides high-quality on-call planning as well as development plan check services. Due to the urgency highlighted above, and because community development is trying to get through the backlog of permits previously mentioned, while low on both planners and engineers, staff recommends entering into another contract with Interwest for $1.1 million in on-call planning as well as on-call development plan check services. Staff has previously met with the Interwest team to discuss this option and this option in November and December. The agenda and full packet for the December 13th Community Services, Public Safety, Housing, and Community Development Committee is scheduled to post on December 6th, which is not enough time to thoughtfully draft a scope of work for the contract. Thus, staff comes to this committee without the contract attached, requesting that the committee recommend a contract with Interwest be awarded by City Council and that the contract will be attached to the staff report that goes to City Council. In addition to the plan check backlog effort, community development will begin the implementation of the new ERP software, Intergov, that will replace our current computer software starting in January of 2023. This effort will require additional professional consulting services from on-call consultants to offset the significant staff time the ERP implementation will require. We anticipate using all approved and available on-call contract services in this effort. With the proposed increase in the cost of the agreement with Rencon for on-call services, the total will now be $1.25 million. Staff estimates that there should be sufficient salary savings in the planning division this fiscal year due to the current vacancies to pay for anticipated planning services performed by Rencon. The amendment may also be funded by developer deposits received to date and additional future deposits, grant funding, general plan maintenance funds, and funding from other city departments for specific projects. These same funding sources, along with the general fund, will be utilized for the Interwest contract for planning services. Also, planning collects permit revenue, which helps to offset the contract expenses and their impact to the general fund. In fiscal year 2020 to 2021 and fiscal year 2021 to 2022, planning collected a total of approximately $2 million and $1.3 million in general fund revenue, respectively. With regards to building and engineering services, a budget appropriation of $350,000 is needed for the contract for on-call development plan check services. In light of the many different funding sources for this contract, the Community Development Department will continue to work with our finance department. Therefore, staff recommends that the Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee recommend that the City Council approve and authorize the execution of the First Amendment to the agreement with Rincon Consulting for on-call planning services, increasing the agreement by $500,000 for a total of approximately $1.25 million. That the committee award an agreement to Interwest Consulting Group for on-call planning as well as on-call development plan check services in the amount of 1.1 million, and approve a budget appropriation in the amount of 350,000 for development plan check services.